Well, hello and welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and see what we can get into. We're going to do a little bit of this Art Bell, and this is his last show, which premiered on March the 11th, 2016. And this is Open Lines, and Art was a guest host for his final show. R.I.P.
From the high deserts and the great American Southwest, I bid you all good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is Midnight in the Desert, and I'm Art Bell. And it's a Friday night, Saturday morning, and I see trouble ahead. Oh, do I see trouble ahead. Great Peter, great to be back, filling in for Heather, taking the night off, long weekend. So I'm going to be here for Open Lines. Anything goes, Open Lines. Rules of the show, no bad line. What did you want to call for show? You're trying to minimum 2. I know that's a maximum, right? It's good to be here. So those are the rules. I want to thank Telos, Joe Talbot, who made this kind of audio possible on the net. It's astounding. The Evil Roland, my webmaster, Keith. Heather Way, who was the producer, now is sort of it. LV.net. In the case of me, they get the internet here and get me, you. TuneIn Radio. Who am I forgetting? Aaron and Asia at home. I'm going to get in trouble tonight. Sure as heck I'm going to get in trouble, but I don't care. When I first began doing talk radio, a long time ago, I did political talk radio. Now, I could not hope or even pray for a more interesting political time. It was interesting long ago. But this program began because I got bored as hell with politics way back when. Just simply had enough. And that was the birth of the whole show way back when. People don't know that about me, but it's true. Some of you know, right? So it's so interesting right now. It's like I watch every day. We may say, oh, it's bad, interesting bad, but I think it's really interesting good. My God, so much has happened since we last talked. It's hard to know where to begin. And before I do it, I'm going to do it. Politics is open season tonight. I want to know, since I've been on, there's been this discovery, and it is the completion of Einstein's symphony, if you will. Gravity waves. Oh, God, that's a big one. It's a Nobel Prize likely discovery. What are gravity waves? Well, they were only theorized by Einstein. Now, we know gravity waves are kind of like radio waves. They propagate kind of like radio at the speed of light. The radio goes very nearly the speed of light. And gravity waves at the speed of light now, they have just barely detected them because of the dance and finally the embrace of 2 black holes. Unfortunately for us, I guess, the black holes, they became attracted, frankly. And then, like the egg and the sperm, they merge. And as they merged, this immense gravity wave was sent out, and we have now picked it up. And as I mentioned, it kind of completes the Einstein symphony. Now, other than the obvious, a couple of black holes merging would mean big stuff, big things happening, right? Normally. And that is the case here. But let's look down the line a little bit with gravity waves. Produced by objects with mass at some level, right? Even you produce a gravity wave when you move around somehow or another. Not that we can detect it right now, but you have mass, and so yes, you emit a very tiny gravity wave, the Earth a bigger one. Other objects, big ones. Now, let me tell you where this could lead that's of interest, okay? If there are parallel universes, it has always been said that, gravity waves might be the way we will detect that they are there, and that's cool. Think about it. Is that cool or what? That there could be parallel universes. We don't see them. They're not in our physical space. They're in another space-time. But these gravity waves, well, they traverse space-time. I want you to think about that a little bit. They traverse space-time. So maybe, just maybe, we'll end up talking to somebody in a parallel universe. I think that's really cool. I guess we could consider the generators, the receivers for gravity waves that we presently have to be kind of like a whisper crystal radio. You just barely can hear a signal if you stand on your head and get the whisper just right. In other words, crude. But eventually, we may learn all about gravity waves, and then the mind is boggled. I mean, we might end up communicating with another universe, whatever that'll mean. We might, learn how to master gravity waves. My God, we might learn how to amplify gravity waves. And then who knows what we might do. So, I had to note that was a gigantic discovery. Probably will get a Nobel Prize. Boggles the mind about what it could conceivably mean. Now, the other big thing I want to talk about this morning, well, let's think of one more before we get to politics. Barack Obama, our president, says the encryption versus national security debate will not be settled by taking an absolute view of the situation. He says both values are important. Both values are important. They are, but they're just so mutually exclusive that I don't know how you get to a midway point. There's a big deal going on right now with Apple, right? You got the government wanting Apple to. Well, what happened is somebody who might be a terrorist or probably was a terrorist left behind an iPhone. And you can take 10 tries at cracking it. And if you don't make it in 10 tries, it erases everything. So Apple's gone to the government and said, look, you've got to open this baby up. We want to know what's in there. Apple's saying, well, if we did that, and we can do it would potentially get out, and everybody's apples would be no longer safe. So it seems to me these two things are really almost mutually exclusive in that you just can't have it both ways. Either you have privacy at this expense, or you don't. You decide that safety over privacy is the way to go. And you just don't let them have it. Apple stands their ground. So we come at them with a knife and carve them up, I suppose. Donald Trump. That should get you going right there. Donald Trump. This has been the most amazing political season that I've participated in, and believe me, I love politics. To watch this happening is incredible. Blinking incredible. Here's what I wrote on Facebook, and I want you to hear it. I wrote, Donald Trump may or may not be what America wants or needs. But there's one thing for sure. The establishment that so hates him has brought this on themselves by again and again failing to do the things they promise in election after election. Yes, there's anger, and they have only themselves to thank for. He's their monster. He really is their monster, and it has been a blast to watch. I think what I wrote on Facebook, and every word was mine, I think that it's just absolutely correct. We love him or hate him. That would be one of the questions tonight. Is he going to be a good president, do you think? If he gets a nomination and beats Hillary? Or is he going to be a disaster? An unmitigated disaster? So let me read this to you, if I might, one more time. I rarely write something that I consider to be, I don't know, great word for it. Not, I don't know, not the cat's me now, not the best pro, but, it kind of really says it. So let me read it. Donald Trump may or may not be what America wants or needs, but there's one thing for sure. The establishment that so hates him has brought this on themselves by again and again failing to do the things they promise in election after election. Yes, there's anger, and they have only themselves to thank for. So watching all this happen, I watched, Chicago. I watched every minute of Chicago tonight. I was dismayed, to say the least. CNN just about had a cow saying, oh my God, Donald said this or that, said something, and now look what we have. All these, well, they didn't say it, MoveOn.org people clogging the streets, starting fights. But we need to find a way to blame it on Donald. So we've heard him say that the way they did it in the old days. Right? That they got carried out on a stretcher back then. Chicago of old, right, during Vietnam War. It was very reminiscent of that, but CNN about had a can. Had to blame Donald. So one of the questions tonight is Trump good president, or is he going to be a good president, do you think? Is it possible? Or is he going to be an unmitigated, I love that word, unmitigated disaster? And there's more, but I'm going to take a break. So we will do that, and I will continue. So anything goes tonight, but definitely not ruling out politics. If you want to call about that, it's going to be just fine. I'm Mark Beck. Those are the numbers. Now, we've changed things around. The numbers have come back to right. And so we're going to take calls here at the normal national number, which is area code 952-225-5278. You can say whatever you want. There's so many things to talk about, actually. But again, I'm not barring political discussion. If you want to answer one of those questions, you you're welcome to. Anybody out there watching House of Cards? Have you noticed the way it's parallel in reality right now? Okay, good talk. And I see that we're going to run a break pretty quickly here, so I'll try and get it done. We brought the numbers back here. So if you would like to call, I gave you the national number, and I hope that's functional and brought back here. Otherwise, you're welcome to use Skype. Now, it's the old Skype connection if you want to get through. In other words, since I'm back here, it's MITD 51 if you're in North America. That's Midnight in the Desert, MITD, initial MITD 51. And if you're calling from outside the country, it's MITD 55. That's MITD 55. So, that in mind, what do we want to do? I will throw out one last thing, and I suppose this could be a special one, if you want it to be. Such a simple question. If you had no fear, this is fun because it's fun, because it's Friday night. If you had no fear, what would you do? If you had no fear, what would you do? I can give you my answer. Have you seen those guys in the suits that approximate wings, I guess, and a little material in between, and they put them on and they jump off mountains? And somehow, I guess forward inertia is sufficient, and that little bit of fluff is sufficient to cause somebody to go into a semi-glide and live to tell about it. That's what I do. Especially at my age, I'd give it a shot. Jump off some large mountain and fly for a while. These I love the sensation of flight. I just love it. By the way, I have a new hobby, and that is my drone. I have gone to the next generation of drone. And they're really getting good, folks. I'll call them the home drones. They're getting really good. So what do I mean by that? Well, they will hover in place. In other words, you can set them up and just the whole controls. GPS keeps them exactly where you've left them. It will just hover. Good. Skype was really lighting up. And the phones are all lit up, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but they're amazing. If they get out of control in any way at all, very unlikely if you don't show them. They say, I've lost signal, and they go home, rise up to 100 feet, whatever you got to set for, and then land automatically. They always come home on their own. So I've been flying all over this part of the valley. And it's really fun. One can only imagine, every time you buy something, of course, they've now come out with a new model that has collision avoidance. As soon as I bought this one, DJI, the company that came out with a new one, now with collision avoidance. What do you think it's going to be like in 10 or 15 years? I wonder about that. I'm telling you, it's happening so fast. I bought one drone early on, always an early adopter, usually regretting it. That's the pain of early adopters, right? With anything, buy a car. It's brand new, and probably you're going to break it in with, whatever beta testing they're doing on you. And it's the same with electronics pretty much, and obviously drones, but I've made out very well in this case. Boy, am I had fun. This baby will go about 3 miles and send back high definition video as she goes. I've had her about 3 miles out. at whatever altitude I wish. Usually I go high enough to be just outside the reach of most shotguns and stuff like that, because I'm sure people saw you hovering, they would, go and grab whatever. I'm worried about that. So I stay 150, 200 feet up, something like that. The video it returns is astounding, high definition video. Really cool stuff. So I don't know whether you can get into it. It's getting more affordable all the time. It's an awful lot of fun. I guess if you're near an airport, probably you shouldn't do it because it lets take off from an airport. It's not a safety feature. Otherwise, though, if you're out here in the middle of virtually nowhere, kind of like I am right now, it's really fun. Really fun. Yeah, you don't fly in a lot of windy weather, but boy, they have made amazing strides, and that really, even in my age, makes me wonder what it's going to be like, say, in 10 years. I mean, already they've amped up the technology to the point that they're just utterly reliable. The video returned could probably and is used for a movie. It's used for a movie. It's that kind of quality. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So if any of you out there have joined the group flying drones, I'd like to know about that. All right, well, I suppose I've eaten up enough time, but I did want to do what... Oh, dare I do it. I'm sure you'll hate my guts by the end of the program. Absolutely hate my guts for bringing up politics, but I don't care. I can live with hate. Anyway, the rally breakup was kind of interesting. And CNN sure did try and pin it directly on Donald. I mean, really pin it on Donald. I'm not buying into it. It was MoveOn.org. They're the ones who went there with a rowdy bunch, and they took away his right to speak. I'm Art Bell, and this is Midnight in the Desert. Would love to have you join. Stay right where you are. This is for you call the night in the desert. Please I'm by two. Follow hard. That's one. I'm by two. 5278. All right, anything goes. Open line. So just about to happen. Politics. I've got one more thing I want to say about Trump. Ben Carson endorsed Trump today. And I was thoughtful about that. Ben Carson, I think you would have to say Ben Carson is like the mildest of the mild. A thinking man for sure, right? So I would say for many out there, the endorsement of Carson would have been shocking. I mean, those of you who think that Trump's a stump, those of you that think that way would be quite shocked that Dr. Carson has endorsed him. Anyway, enough. Whatever you want to talk about, pick on any of these things, and I'm glad to engage you. It's open lines. And one more time, the numbers have changed. The national number and all those, they're the same. So, but the Skype stuff has changed. North America, MITD 51. MITD 51. Really sound good on Skype, too. In the rest of the world, it's MITD 55. That's MITD 55 worldwide. And if you're not supposed to be on that line, I will eject you like a protester at a Trump rally. So let's go to the phone, start here, and say good luck to us. You're on the air.
Hey, Art.
Hey.
Great Friday night. Great Friday. Thank you so much. I'd like to say really quickly that if Donald Trump is elected, I hope that he can do good. And as far as no fear, Art, here's what I do. I have no fear. I would use nanocarbon fibers, modern materials like lightweight plastic, and a PVC cylinder full of helium to turn myself into a drone. That actually, before this planet is gone, people can turn on their TVs to see a human flap their wings and fly.
What are you calling me on, sir?
Oh, I'm calling you on the cell phone. I'm at work right now, trying to keep the background myself. But I'd just like to someday see a human being be able to, maybe not with the, definitely not with the grace of the bird, but to be able to use modern materials and maybe a little bit of helium for lift, and actually be able to, with a little bit of assistance, flap some wings, fly. And I really think that is possible with modern materials and modern technology.
All right, sir. Well, listen, thank you. I'm all into it. Fly it. But I don't want to have to use helium. I appreciate the fact it's lighter than air. It's used suspended, but I mean, that's the old stuff, right? I want to be able to fly. I mean, really fly. I don't know, maybe like Superman. If you're going to go for it, let's go full hawk. That's what I say. Let's go actually to Skype and somebody calling himself Sharky.
Yep, that's me.
Hey, Sharky.
Glad to hear you again, Art, really.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Tons of people asking for a shout out tonight. I think they're all just as glad to hear you from Art Bells and Midnight in the Desert fans. But Trump 2016.
Absolutely. Yeah, really.
Goodness.
You're so loud.
I am sold. I've watched every single GOP debate from Canada.
I've watched every one of them too.
It's riveting. It's absolutely fascinating. They're so competitive at it now.
They are. And I heard that Trump made a comment that he thought it was too tame for him.
Too tame. Yeah. My goodness. Well, he wasn't tame in the last GOP debates, but I like that. That's refreshing. One thing, though, I don't understand is a lot of people, they criticize Trump so much, but meanwhile they know so little about politics.
Is there any criticism, really?
Yes, of course. And the left wing, of course, but it's just, I don't know. I have to compare him to Putin, right? The little bromance that everybody says they have going on. I see so much of Putin in Trump, right? If you listen to people, one of the things that they're most tired with the establishment is the lies, the Washington, right, as Trump calls it.
You see Putin. You see Putin and Trump.
I do. I really do. If you think about it, who is the most American of the candidates? Who's the person that matches the most stereotypical idea of an American among all the candidates right now? I would say it's Trump. And just in the way that the most stereotypical Russians you can think of is Putin. He's the perfect image of Russia. He has massive respect of his people. He unites them all under one cause. And Trump, he seems like he's a bit of a revival of that in America.
What about the charge that many are making that it's a quick trip to another Hitler?
I don't understand where they're getting that from. I mean, you see these little quotes from Trump. Like, Trump wants to close off the internet, but meanwhile, that's a very small quote.
Very big speech. Close off. Oh, you mean to like ISIS?
Yes, and people took that as him saying he was going to shut down the internet, and they went,
oh, please.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. So you're completely sold. Do you have any prediction about, there's two big states to watch for on Tuesday, right? That'd be Florida and Ohio. What do you think?
Florida and Ohio.
Yeah.
I think Trump will probably take Florida, but Ohio's a little far north. I think there's a lot of liberal Democrats going out there.
Well, there are, sir, but all right, thank you very much. Let me tell you something. What isn't getting much publicity, because I don't think that CNN would want to talk about it. Yeah, I do watch CNN. Is the fact that lots and lots of Democrats are coming across. Call them Reagan Democrats, call them whatever you want. they are so interested in Trump that they're coming across and registering and voting for him. So, what his feeling is, I'm not sure, but they're always talking about saying, yeah, you cannot possibly go past 35%. Well, of course you can. If a lot of Democrats walk across, grab Republican ballots and vote for them, sure you can. There's a lot of that going on. And now whether all this boils well for him or he sinks like a rock after what happened, for example, tonight, if CNN is able to pin this on Trump personally, and they're sure trying, man, oh man, are they trying. Yeah, they made it public, but somebody getting soft. So we can bring all this on. Well, no, moveon.org did this. I mean, that's just the truth. And it was intended. Online, you're on the air. Hello.
Well, hi, Art. This is Tom in Los Angeles.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm fine. You could ask me any question about politics and I'll have an opinion. But I'd rather make a quick joke and then talk about Fukushima.
Wow, really? A joke and then Fukushima. That's quite a combination. But go ahead.
Well, California conveniently just passed the right to die mercifully law. And that becomes effective on June 9th, which conveniently is about 10 days before Trump becomes the GOP candidate. And so California has some options.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I mean, really, really sure that he's on the way. This is it. I mean, they really tried hard with this messed up rally. Right?
Yeah.
To blame it on Trump, you don't think it's going to stick, huh?
Oh, no, it won't stick, but I think that you got the crossover incorrect. I think that Bernie Sanders picks up the crossover vote from the other Republicans that are not Trump. And that Bernie Sanders will have a huge surprise for Hillary Clinton because nobody believes her anymore.
Well, she does have trust issues,
Yeah. So my personal opinion is that Bernie Sanders against Trump will be the ticket, and both of them are reeling in a lot of maybe first-time voters or occasional voters.
Did you watch the last Democrat debate between the two?
I did, and I was quite offended by Hillary trying to say that Bernie was bought by the Koch brothers, the energy industry.
I don't know. How did she get away with that? I mean, or even close to that. Bernie's got these little donations that come from millions, so come on.
Right. I mean, he's got like $10 $3 donations from me just so I can run his numbers up.
Yeah, and your Koch brothers wouldn't be supporting that anyway.
No way. So how could, Hillary's credibility just goes down the tubes. And for her to say that Bernie wanted the auto industry to fail, they needed their $18 billion and that whole TARP thing that he voted against was like $700 billion. So whatever Bernie's opinion was about not giving $700 billion to the banks was not a vote against bailing out the auto industry. He voted 6 weeks before that to bail out the auto industry. Hillary just has got some bad advisors that are telling her to go for the throat with Bernie when she should just, waltz into the end of July convention a winner instead of, ruining her own chances.
Well, I don't see Hillary going for the throat. She doesn't do it like that. She's not. She admits herself. She's not the consummate a politician at all.
Well, this is something she did admit recently, but that won't stop her from trying.
Well, she is a pretty confident, actually, but she says, she just doesn't have the gravitas, that her husband does. And others.
Well, that's true. And she also, there's a funny thing about men. They can't listen to women who are yelling. And it's very difficult, even for me, to keep my hand off of the volume control during these debates. And I feel the same way about the tone of voice of Cruz. He has this whiny buzzard type of,
Whiny buzzard, that's pretty good. Whiny buzzard, I haven't been able to put my finger, but I'm telling you, man, something about Cruz totally freaks me out. I don't know what it is. I look at him and I listen to him. I don't know. He creeps me out. I mean,
I'll tell you what should creep you out about Cruz. Himself and his father are these evangelical, righteous sons of guns that think God has selected Ted Cruz to lead our country in this caliphate type of Christian world. And that's scarier than Trump at any time.
Are you a Trump fan?
No, I'm a Bernie guy.
You're a Bernie guy. Yeah, I will give Bernie this. He is really, really getting his message across. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Loud and clear.
You know what? I sound like a broken record to everybody I speak to. The old rule is talk to 20 friends and 50 strangers if you want to help your candidate.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a broken record because I can repeat his top 12, top hits pretty easily. And I can be pretty convincing. I mean, it's pretty hard to persuade a Republican off of their position no matter what. Mm-hmm. But to get a liberal out to vote, maybe even for the first time, in 10 or 20 years, is I'm very persuasive when I speak Bernie's language.
All right. Let me run this by you. Is it true or is it not true, sir, that when you look at Bernie Sanders and you look at Trump, when it comes to at least trade, they are just about on the same page?
I think that Bernie has some credibility on the trade issue, and that Trump has picked it up as one of the thorns in the side of Americans, so he's running with it. I don't really trust Trump believes a word he's saying about trade, but I do think they have the same position.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you, and I appreciate your call. Thank you. Interesting. I think that